Hashtag Crow's bad. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. Today is all going to be about Crow. He's my favorite brawler in the game, and I think he's one of the worst brawlers, and I've gotten lots of questions lately, like what star power to use, like where you can play Crow, and I think that's all because Crow is so weak that you can only play in very specific places. And yeah, let's just jump on into it. So to start off, I do think Crow is the worst brawler in the game. He has been for a pretty long time. Literally every single meta that Supercell has released into the game, you can just see that Crow's just not played anywhere, and they really haven't buffed him. They gave him a slight damage buff a little bit ago, and then they also kind of gave him new star power that kind of helped, but at the same time it's still kind of weak and it doesn't feel like it's working at all, really. Crow is a legendary. He should be one of the best brawlers in the game. It just doesn't really make any sense from our perspective is why he's not. It hasn't been for a very long time. I don't really know what Supercell's been thinking. Maybe like the use rates are good enough for the lower range, but at the top, like I can't even remember the last time I saw someone play Crow unironically for anything serious at all. And I hope Supercell does something about this soon. Hashtag buff Crow. Now, the probably question I've gotten a lot, I've probably gotten asked the most lately is pretty much just what Crow star power to use, and I honestly think the best one is the new one. I think it's called like Carry On Crow, or as I called it, like Crow Carry On as like a meme, because like you can't really carry with Crow or really do anything. And I think it's because the old one like honestly did nothing. Like Crow's so low health that even if someone does 10% less damage, you're still gonna get like 2-shot. However, the new star power I do think has some potential. For example, in Siege, if you jump on the Ike and if you land all your knives on the Ike and then you do 3 attacks, you can do about 12,000 damage to an Ike and do some Galaxy Brand quick maps there, and it's about like 30%. So I do think it is pretty good. So the reason why you're going to be wanting using the new Crow star power is because it just allows you to do more damage, and I think that's where Crow needs to be buffed the most. So it's pretty much just like the damage buff. However, you have to get him down to 50% health first, and this can be kind of hard, but with like the help of your teammates, sometimes you're able to do it. Especially if they're like below half health and you like jump on them with your super, you'll be able to do tons of damage and you usually be able to get the kill. So if you see someone below half health, if you're not good at math, you just see like doing more damage than normal to that person, that could be your cue to jump. However, I still want to jump on like something that's very good close range, like a Shelly or something. It's obviously wouldn't be that good. However, if you do it perfectly, like sometimes it'll work out. If you guys don't really know who I am, if you're just trying my channel, welcome, and make sure to drop a sub if you enjoyed the video. But if you guys might not know why my profile picture is a Crow, or why people ask me like what Crow star power is best, because I'm like known in the community for playing Crow because I used to play it a lot. However, lately I haven't been because Crow really isn't that good anymore. But I really want to start playing Crow some more. But it's not really that much fun because Crow is just so weak. The major rework I want to see done to Crow is, you guys might have, I've tweeted about this before, but pretty much just, you might notice Crow, he has lots of mixed abilities, like he has a poison, he has like faster speed, he has a super that allows you to dive in, and then his attacks don't really do that much damage, and they do damage over time. So this just leaves the Brawler at partly being an assassin with his like faster speed and his super, and then partly being a Brawler that's supposed to sit back and do damage. And I honestly think that's not very good for Brawler because his ability to split between 2 things, and I think they should just pour all into one thing, just either make Crow an assassin or a long range damage dealer. It does damage over time with his poison, and I think you can do that by, you can make him into a long range damage dealer by just nerfing his super and buffing his poison, or doing something similar to that. Or you could also make him into an assassin by nerfing his poison and then buffing his super and his damage by pretty much just making him so that like if he jumps on someone he doesn't get the kill fully, that he'll be able to stay alive long enough. So I guess you could also buff his health, but he really needs to do more damage to the attacks. He only does like 1200 at max damage, and it's really not enough. So another reason why Crow is the worst brawler in the game is because Supercell like has continuously buffed the counters, like they buffed Poco and Pam. Like healing is obviously the biggest counter to Crow because Crow's basically let's finish the poison, and healing stops that. And so Pam recently got buffed, and Poco got buffed for the Screeching Solo, so with them being in the meta, it makes it extra difficult for Crow for him to be in the meta. So I'm obviously pretty bummed about Crow not really being in the meta. However, I have found a few places where you can play Crow, so Crows aren't that hashtag Crows mad from the meme from my streams if you guys watch it. Now lastly, I'll wrap this video by talking about where Crow is good now. So basically kind of changed a little bit with his new star power. I think Crow is still decent on long range Brawler maps such as Backyard Bull, but however, like the new Piper meta, like Crow just really can't compete with Piper at long range. Like you get hit once, you hit their Piper once, like you did 400 damage, they did over 2,000, you're just kind of screwed. And then I think Crow is also pretty good in long range siege maps. I forget the names of the ones. I'm really bad with new siege map names. However, Crow with his new star power is pretty good in siege, as I said earlier, because you can jump on the Ike. And if you guys want to know how to jump on the Ike the most efficient way, make sure to check out my other video I did on Crow. It is pretty bad. It was my first video, but however, I do think there's still pretty good info. I'll put a link to that one in the description if you guys want to see it. Crow is also good on the Gem Grab map. Cell Division, he could be played on Temple Catacombs, but he's also pretty decent on like every showdown map. He's not the best because of like all the Band-Aid Shellies and like the Pipers. Crow can't really compete with anything other than like throwers and tanks. However, you don't really see those nowadays. Crow in Heist also isn't what it used to be with the new like 45,000 damage health from the safe. Crow can't really, even if he jumps in the safe, he's only do like 5,000 damage, which sounds like a lot, but really it's not that much because you're just gonna die right away right after. And also the new Heist meta nowadays isn't really good for playing Crow because pretty much everything except for the tanks are obviously gonna be pretty good in Crow. And yeah guys, wrap this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a sub. Let's hope for a Crow buff soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Hashtag Crow's bad.